Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how long should you visualize each day. Now, we make these videos here at Life on Your Terms because we want you to be able to do exactly that. Live a life on your terms and how you define it. So hopefully this video can contribute to that and help you get to a life on your terms. So with that, today I'm going to talk about the power of visualization, my experience with it, and then tips for this and how to practice it. So first, the power of visualization, and what is it and how can you do it? So visualization, to me at least, is thinking about any end goal or change to your current situation that you want to create. For example, if you want to visualize what your life looks like a year from now, you can practice that. Or maybe you want to visualize what your exercise is going to look like later today. So it can be as simple as a few hours from now, a few minutes from now, or even years from now. It's just practicing what do you want your current state to change from, and what goal do you want to accomplish in it. And that's how I define visualization. You can do it with your eyes open. It's a little bit harder, but if you really want to get focused, what I like to do is put on headphones, lay down, close my eyes, really think about and dig into what I'm trying to change and what I'm trying to get after. So personally, I think there's a lot of benefits to visualization. Some people don't like it. I personally enjoy it. I think that vivid imagery in my head creates very clear goals for me to chase after and to work towards. It's like putting intention behind work. That's one concept I really like. I think that when I put intention behind my work and working itself, so not just putting intention behind your work, but putting intention actually about the act of working. So kind of like putting intention behind the act of visualization or your goals. That's what visualization helps you do. You're putting intention behind what you're driving towards. And when I do that, I find myself accomplishing more and getting more done. That's my experience, and maybe you find that too. But putting that intention behind my goals and in my work has been very helpful towards me. So it can enhance performance, and you're focusing more on positive outcomes when you're visualizing. You're thinking about what you want to change in a positive way, and it helps you kind of solve the problem of what do you need to eliminate or add to get there, to get to your situation you want to be in. So that's the power of visualization in my mind, and what you can do with it, things of that nature. So now I'm going to jump into number two, and in my experience, what I have found and how I do it. So what I do is I typically like to do two types of visualization. Those being when I'm exercising and kind of meditating, you could say in a way. So for example, when I'm exercising, what I like to do is before a difficult set, I like to sit and get in the flow of my music, close my eyes, and think about how many reps am I going to accomplish on this set, and think about actually how hard they're going to be. So if I'm going for 8 reps, I go through my mind, I go 1 rep, 2 reps, these are going to be easy, I'm going to crank them out, I'm going to feel my muscle contracting. When I get up to reps 7 and 8, those are going to be difficult, but I'm going to grind them out. And what I find is I get exactly the number that I visualized in my head. Even if the set prior, if I didn't visualize, I may even do more. So for example, if the first set I go into it and I'm like, okay, I want to hit 10 reps. Maybe I hit 9. But then the second set, I visualize myself hitting 10 reps. I find myself, I actually push myself to 10. And I think that comes from you're driving towards a number and you're believing that it's possible to get there. And you're thinking about how hard it's going to be, but that you're going to push through regardless. And that's where I see the benefits of exercise. So that's something you could try. It's something that I've found helpful. Another way I visualize is, like I said, the meditation type. I like to lay down, put on some relaxing music, close my eyes for about 3 to 5 minutes, and I like to just think about changes I'd like to make. I usually set a focus beforehand, what I want to look at, what I want to think about. Sometimes it's a year from now, sometimes it's next week. Maybe it's a speech I have to give, something like of that nature, a coaching call I have, whatever it may be. I like to think about that and then focus on that, and I find that it's pretty powerful, and I end up acting the way that I thought I would based on the visualization. So those two have been very helpful, and I found that I get the exact outcome that I visualize when I do it. Maybe you have had a different experience, but that's what I find myself doing. So I think it's very helpful in exercise number one, but also looking at a problem and putting on music and being able to break down that problem in silence. And I think that's where the benefits come from visualization. I don't think we give ourselves enough silence in our lives. Our lives are constantly busy and rolling and stuff like that. So to actually stop, think about the thing you want to drive towards could be very helpful in my opinion. So again, that is all just my experience in visualization and how I use it. Maybe you use it differently. Maybe you found it more helpful. Some people don't like visualization at all, but I have a client who before every wrestling match, he visualizes the outcome and how he's going to wrestle, and he finds it very helpful. So just from person to person basis, everybody enjoys it differently or thinks about it differently. That's just me. So my third point today is some tips for practice related to visualization. First, if you want to know how long you should do it to start, I would recommend 2 minutes with no music and close your eyes. This is a starting point that I found very good and not too challenging. I actually think you'll be quite surprised when you set everything down and you don't listen to any music for 2 minutes how bored you get. But the focus is on to keep and think about exactly what you set out to think about before your meditation or visualization session. So if you want to think about a very specific situation, maybe you want to make a change in your work environment, in your home, in your job, in your physical fitness, whatever it may be, when starting, I would start with 2 minutes with no music and think about one simple change you'd like to make. I found that very effective when I first started, and then you can kind of add time as you feel more comfortable doing it, maybe add some music that helps me stay focused so I don't hear any outside noises, stuff like that. So I found that helpful to start with 2 minutes and then work my way up as needed. And then with the fitness, how I use it, you can kind of start that however you'd like. I like to just simply close my eyes and just for about 15 seconds think about the set I'm about to do, and I find that very effective. So that's a pretty easy one to start practicing. And like I said, focus on one thing and try to think about what do you want to accomplish. And then as you build it up, you can start to think about what does amazing look like for me 12 months from now in this area. And in fact, if you want, check out our balance wheel. Those are some good areas to think about when you're visualizing what changes you want to make in your health, professional, resources, or relationships areas of your life. Try to think about those things. Check it out. It's in the description. Anyways, guys, hopefully this was a helpful video. Again, just my experience, but I found it very helpful for me, and hopefully you find it helpful as well.